So this is the current best flip or one of my best models so far that I actually don't like it a lot, but it's making money. So who I am to say something is not working? But for my expectations, of course, here we can see very clear. I'm having a lot of martingales. So what I want to do is to adjust because these logics are doing their job. They're doing what I want them to do, but the issue is that I don't have very well balanced the multipliers. So I'm pretty much triggering martingales. That's why the profit seems high, but the reality is that it's low because I'm not managing efficiently the margin during the trends. But the expectations were really something like this because these set files are meant to be used with the V2 version because these are the ones that I was using when I was testing that version specifically. And I haven't had the chance to really optimize for the V3 version, so I decided to use the basis of the V2 that already had some work in and some data. So now I'm just trying to adjust because the difference between V2 and V3 is huge. One uses 7 logics, the other one is with 21, so that's the issue. One of these logics, in this case, might be this, it's the engine B, it's the logic LTML. Some stuff I understand to track the H logic, but this needs to be some kind of fixed. So what I'm gonna do is use the new data. I'm using for now this range in 2024 to a stress test. As you can see, this is not very clean. We have at least a little bit higher the profit than the max drawdown, but still the max drawdown is very high. But this is not the model that I'm using in my accounts. This is just the base that I'm testing. As you can see, if you see in the start of each logic that I have these values that it's very high, like 1000 or more, that means this logic is not active. Like for example, here this logic called scalp and this logic called repower, I'm not using them. But here in the logic RPO, I'm using it. I am starting it at the level 4, so I'm using a very limited amount of logics with this model because first I'm doing like the backbone of the strategy, and then I'm gonna start adding up to the position, to the logics. But for now, I need to identify first who's the one that is triggering harder martingales or draining my margin, because I don't care about opening 100,000, well, let's say 100 positions at the same time. I don't care because the broker allows me to open 500 or even 1,000. So the amount of trades is irrelevant. Like if my margin is protected, like it's 100% irrelevant. Because as you can see here, my margin is well drained, like 483%. It's very well drained, but also it's very well managed, considering that I'm opening 36 lots progressions. Like this is opening at the same time as 14, 8, the other 22, 3, blah blah blah, you know. Like my margin at the end, it's very well diversified because I'm not smoking the account as soon as price moves $2, you know. And of course we have some street already money out of the market just to protect, just to show how the risk management can grow, because I don't feel it's worth compounding these type of models. It's better to put the money in less risk every time, like take the money and put it in investing models or strategies that have way less risk, because at one point market will cut you up. And for example, this type of push to the upside with the gold prices are killing are account killers, because these weeks, especially these two continuation of weeks, are very aggressive in volume. So if you're having this type of strategies and you're not managing the account, like it's, of course it's gonna get the margin smoked at one point. Like this is over leveraging, there's nothing else, and that's how trading works. You want to flip your account, you need to over leverage. That doesn't mean that you need to open lots like crazy, but of course you will need to do it at one point. If you want to invest, then you don't need to trade, like you don't need to put this risk. Like the misconception between investing and trading is very big, because the profit is not the importance when you change to investing or from trading. What you're aiming is for less risk and to play long term with compounding, but trading won't allow you that. So people really thinking that if I reduce the lot size, I could still trade these environments. No, they're wrong. This is not the same. You cannot trade 100% automatic 24/7. It's impossible because market will cut you out at one point. So if you're not adjusting your strategies to have to at least adapt to the market, like for investing, and you can enter markets like I do when I trade, like I enter in Asia session or during London and try to avoid especially days of news and the market open of New York, that it sometimes aligns with the news release. So I just do what I can do because it's basic. Sometimes also Trump can talk and I'm not able to manage, or I'm not even in the PC, so I just need to trust the EA. That's why I need to reduce the exposure. Of course, there's tons of things I need to do before also reducing the exposure so I don't get these big lots. There's tons of things. For example, these two models that I'm working, this is the new model. I'm not working with the 22K anymore because this is showing more profit and with less risk, so let me save it. But this base is not the same that is running the other account that it's showing the results, but this is way better, like way better. So once I adapt this logic to what the other one is doing, we will have very good results. So most likely I will be working with this all week because I still need to finish details with the investing model so I can release it. But for now, this is what is working for me, what the system is doing. Of course, you know, the investing model is unmatched. Like, this is just chilling. I mentioned in past videos that these deposits are rebates. So it's very, and we can see it here. Balance. This is IR. It's called IR in this broker. It's an IR commission. So those are rebates and sometimes can be also affiliates, but I think this client doesn't have the affiliates when any other client. So it's only rebates, and rebates is money that broker pays you for the amount of trades or lots that you open. So this is my money or the client's money. So this should be added into the growth of the account, that it's almost 12%. It's around 11.7%, a little bit more. So this is why I hate trackers that are also selling stuff and have their own marketplace, because they mislead the investors. Like, this is misleading investors, new and old. Like, this is not good, this is not correct, and it's not even showing this as a deposit load, and it shouldn't be showing this as a deposit load because it's not not even the 0.1% should be here because it's not a deposit load. So it's very misleading, and that's what happens with Quantum Emperor, with Northwest EA, that blow millions of dollars of investors' accounts. MCall market, it's not that they modify something, but they allowed the stats to lie. In this case, for me, it's doing negative because it's not showing my total profit. But what they do is, with the best sellers they have, let's check, for example, Quantum. Like, it's crazy they don't show the real stats of the accounts. Like, you cannot, this is unreliable. Like, I don't know how people really believe this is possible. You have an initial deposit of $10K and the equity maximum drawdown is 4 million. Like, this is the things that MCall market is selling you because they're allowing them to sell. So look at this. How many deposits this person has? This is not rebates, this is deposit load, and it's not even counting the deposit load as a total of the, like, the initial deposit was $160, and we have a total of deposits of this big amount with only a 293% return, and the return is based in this, not in the in the deposit. So it's very amazing. Like, we can see here deposits of $540, $450, $200. Like, he's saving the account because they do small deposits. They try to flip it fast to show the big returns, and once they are in troubles, they start adding money to the account, so they need to add less if they start low, and that is what prevents the max drawdown to go so high. But in this case, one, they're not detecting the max deposit load that is huge. This huge. This is literally scam. Like, they cannot be pretending they try to help you when they're scamming, because they also take the deposit once the drawdown stops. So the tracker keeps showing wrong stats. So deposit, withdraw. But compare the withdrawals with the deposit, like they're withdrawing all the deposits. So they have always the same amount of initial deposit until they cannot do that anymore because they need to keep adding more and more and more. And we already covered this developer, and especially Bogdan is a scammer. He smoked in 2023 his accounts. He had to keep depositing and depositing and depositing. And we cover a video because a lot of people contact us because he was showing not the same results. The EAs that people were using were smoking the account. So that's what happens. They use the account with 1K deposit and he's using 10K, and those 10K is because he needs to deposit. So not everyone can deposit and save their account. So the risk of this EA of Quantum Emperor is insane. So if people wants to really get smoked, they should buy these expensive, trashy EAs, honestly. But for now, that will be it, just a little cover to show how good of a trader I am compared to these scammers. But you know, the level shows up, the consistency is always there, and we can do this every week, no issues. Have a good one, Gis.